And boom, we are live. Can you guys hear us? We're running a bit late tonight. I've had a few issues with the kids, trying to put them to bed. This is not well, so fortunately we are running a bit late on the time tonight. And welcome to the viewers so far, and welcome again.
Here we go.
Oh, Deanie. I love this one.
Let's go 2 more months and got my 3 years.
That's exactly right. Hey, Cupcake, how you going? Deanie, 34-month streak. Wow.
34 months.
34 months. That is massive. Massive. And thank you so much for your support, buddy, and all the work you do with PC419 as well. How's everyone on the stream so far? How's the viewers? What's new? If you bought any new tech, I know one of you has got something new today. And yourself, Ricky, what is new with you?
Good evening, Lee. Happy Wednesday, mate. Good to be back. You are looking sexy as always with those studio lights flashing on your beautiful face. It's good to be back, mate. But yes, no, I'm good. Just been looking at getting a new mic, actually, mate.
Yes.
So I've been doing a bit of research in there, looking at a bit of your audio interfaces myself, and yes, I've just been doing a bit of mic research this week for me. But other than that, mate, all good is well in my world.
So what sort of mic are you looking at getting?
So I've obviously been using this HyperX Quadcaster USB mic pretty much from day one of streaming. And I've just sort of now gotten to the point where I really want to start focusing on audio quality.
Right, okay.
And I think obviously what surprised me and what I didn't realize, and maybe being a novice to the creating content sort of area, was that how cheap it is to go down the XLR path and how much of a better quality sound you can get out of those by just, investing in an XLR mic and an audio interface, for example. So, so silly old me thought, a USB mic plug and play. I was trying to go down the sort of the easier path. But now that I'm sort of, down the track a bit.
And listening to my voice.
Exactly. Listening to your sweet ping in my ear every Wednesday. It's time for me to sort of start setting up. So that, looking at the XLR mics and audio interface, and obviously putting in some new stream lights as well, because I'm still sitting here in the dark. So yes, trying to get back to the professional recover, mate, that everybody never knew.
Well, look, it can happen now, and there is always options with going with XLR. I've got to admit, a lot of my audio knowledge now does come from Rowie, because he's been an absolutely fantastic mate, helping me out with a lot of audio issues that I've been having probably for the last 4 years of PC419, and finally getting to a stage where, to be honest, I'm actually enjoying it and just don't want to touch any of the settings. I'm happy with it. I'm just going to keep going with it. He's probably been busting my balls to actually go with XLR for about a year now, or just over a year. So I've been using a lot of USB mics, but obviously I do get reviews as well. So I get review samples.
Yeah, of course,
I need to at least try them out and use them for a while. I was getting a bit lazy and not, trying to go to XLR. I've had, the UR242 for about, probably over a year now.
Oh, wow.
And, and it was getting to a stage where I'm like, I want to use it, but honestly, I didn't know how to, because you need, honestly, if you get the simpler system, even this the Rode mic, which is the Rode NT1, I think it is. So you get the black mic and you get the audio interface with it. It is it is still plug and play. You don't have to touch much out of it. You're pretty much just getting the audio, what's coming out of the mic itself. Not much more from that. But Rowie's hooked me up with was it DBX 286A preamp. And that's literally all manual dial settings. And
nice.
So you can, obviously you can sort of change your voice a little bit, or, make it a bit deeper or normal or so forth. We've tried to sort of balance it to how I liked it. And I'm using the UR242 for now, but I have ordered, and it's on its way, my Go XLR.
You're a proper streamer now.
I've been wanting one for about a year. To be honest, I just like having new tech. And it was cheap. It was like we were discussing before. It was about $100 or $150 cheaper than anyone on the market. So
you've done very well.
Yeah, I couldn't go past that. And hopefully it all goes well. I need to redo my desk. My desk is a bit of a mess at the moment with the preamp sitting here. I need to mount it somewhere else, and I've got my speakers. I need to mount them on the wall somewhere. Because one thing that I said to myself when I built this desk is I want everything off it. I want to sit nicely. I wanted a USB hub on the side here just so I can plug and play if I really needed to. But you know what? It never happened. And it's always something that I'm adding on or removing or so forth. So it got to a stage where it was pissing me off. But I think I'm now just need to cable manage everything over again. I think I should be all right after that. And then
fair enough,
I should be all set.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of the clean desk. I've got it on this small desk. I'd love to upgrade to a bigger desk one day. But yeah, definitely my next sort of purchase is about improving quality. And I think with your Go XLR, you're definitely way ahead of me. And one day.
Well, I've got to find room for this desk to actually put it.
Yeah, true.
That's going to be another thing at the same time.
It's quite a big unit, isn't it? It's quite a big sort of.
Yeah, my desk. My son's on my left hand side of me. I've got mine, which triple monitors, and my PC on the side here as well. And then I got my daughter's desk behind us. But my desk with my son complete is about 4.5 meters long.
Oof.
Yeah, it's long. So I take up 3/4 of it, obviously, or just over half of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just one of those things where you need to cable management. You need to say, all right, this is where everything's going. It's going to stick. But when you've got 3 monitors going, you've got camera set up, you've got lights, you've got, that's the thing with XLR as well. You've got obviously a lot more cables to work with.
Yeah, of course.
More units, more USB stuff in here. So you've got to sort of follow through with it. But look, XLR is really good if you've got to learn how to use it, and you've got to, I'll say, respect it to a sense where it's not just as much as simple as plug and play.
No, exactly.
I think Nvidia have made it a lot easier now using Nvidia Broadcast. If you've got an RTX card, it does give you some of the benefits as well. Like I'm actually using some of the benefits. I'm not using a green screen at the moment. So I know sometimes it actually does flicker through, but for me to go out there and set my green screen up, then I've got to change lenses as well, because I've also got to go to a more zoom lens. This is so much easier. Like it's just I'm just loving it so far. But
no, that's good, mate.
Before we go through with anything, obviously we do got to start the show with our sponsors. So we'll start off with Cooler Master. So with a vast range of keyboards, mice and cases and power supplies, even liquid cooling, Cooler Master have you covered. Head over to coolermaster.com and check out for your next hardware needs. And also, and I've got to thank them once again, is Tesoro Gaming. So with the Tesoro Gaming chairs. So obviously I'm sitting on one of their chairs at the moment. I've got another chair that's supposed to be coming on its way, hopefully soon. I'm going to be talking to one of the suppliers for this. But you can check out tesorotech.com, and these chairs and their chairs can be purchased from Scorptech Computers, which we'll put this link into the chat right now. It should still work because it's from last week, so hopefully you guys can check out Tesoro Gaming chairs. But apart from that, that is it. So we'll be going for our straw poll for tonight. So we'll be looking at our new straw poll. Yes, I'll hydrate and dark. Thank you very much for that. So straw poll tonight, which I will bring up for you guys here to have a look at as well. Give me 1 second. Hopefully this worked. Worked. Awesome.
Yeah.
So who has... Oh, no, it's the wrong one.
Wrong one, the old one.
It's the old one. Oh, didn't it save? Uh-oh. It didn't save.
It didn't save the one from today? Oh, no.
Did it go from today? Am I clicking on
I'm
the
sure
wrong
it's here. I'm sure it's here. It is. I got it for you. Look at me go.
I'm pretty sure I saved it.
Oh, Jesus. There you go.
Is that the one? This is the one. Here we go. All right. Are game developers creating games for today's generation, or have they forgotten about the generation who made what PC gaming is today? Guys in the chat, what do you guys think? The other developers going back and actually listening to the old school gamers, because obviously they're the one. This is how I think of this particular when I ask this question to the viewers and to the community as well. The old school gamers have money. They're the ones that are going to be buying the game. They're the ones who are going to be spending on DLCs, and they're the ones who are going to be spending a lot of money on it. And particularly when I say which generation they're targeting, the question should be would have been a lot more targeted to, between say 8 and 18-year-olds, and then 18-year-olds and up,
Yeah.
But I personally think that yes, they have forgotten about us. So I'm saying yes. I'm going to view the results. So this was posted up on Twitter early in the day as well. So far we've got 8 votes for yes, 5
There you
votes for
go.
no. So
Yeah.
no, they are reaching all types of ages, and I'll put in comment in brackets there. Kids asking parents for money to buy V-Bucks. And then one person is I am stubborn and still prefer to play old games between. And I was going to go older because I've been playing. I've been playing games since 1988. Yes, I am that old. But I thought I'll start from 2000. So yeah, so from 2000 2015, there's still that one person playing those sort of games. And honestly, I've got to say myself, I've actually gone back and played a few of those games. But I do think that the developers today have lost their touch, and I think they've actually lost, apart from lost their touch into developing games, they've also lost their creativity for gaming as well. And that's my personal opinion. What's your opinion on this one?
Yeah, no, I think I completely agree. I mean, I think we're sort of hitting the nail on the head. I think in the previous couple of days we saw the announcement from the Need for Speed series, obviously going into remaking Hot Pursuit. I think it is 1 and 2. We saw earlier this year that Tony Hawk's being remastered as well. So um, yeah, look, I think this year though, and I'm always going to say is obviously I'm taking it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I think the developers this year have probably had a tough time with with the virus and all that sort of stuff, getting everyone together and putting out that new sort of content and putting together the meetings and all that sort of stuff of let's create the next greatest game. But it's funny to see games like Among Us, for example, that are, what would you say, like an old sort of Duke Nukem sort of era looking style of games. You know what I mean? They're quite an old school looking game that are so popular these days. So I think it's sort of I think they've definitely I definitely think the the top end developers are definitely going for the for the kids and hoping that they get their mums to ask for the V-Bucks and all that sort of stuff. So.
Yeah. But do you think it's like they're creating games for like the quick buck? Like they know that if it's a skin or whatever, like anything that's going to go into it. Particularly like they're targeting games that, all right, the game will either be for free and we'll do in-game purchases, or do you think that particularly that they're grabbing games at a lower price and still adding just the amount of DLCs in there, so to bug your parents, mum, dad, this is like $3 or this is $4. Like my kids come up to me and ask me for Roblox or Roblox, every single day. It's like $6, $7. I'm like, you know what, $6 gonna do? But you count that every week, and they ask you like 10 or 15 times, right?
Yeah.
I don't do it every time. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course.
It does count. So that's the type of games I'm actually looking at. I'm looking at things here. So I got on stage. Joe says, if it was me, I'll play more of the 90s. Billy goes, I think this is a vague question though. Look, the reason why I'm aiming for here isn't so much about like as your next thing's going to be like AAA title gaming. I'm talking about just any game that they're just trying to develop and throw out and targeting the younger generation. That's a quick buck. You know what I mean? Like when I see games like Among Us and stuff like that, honestly, I don't like those. I personally don't like those games, even though they're more community based. It's those games aren't just for me at all. Like I really can't stand them because they're the sort of games that I don't enjoy. And that's just me personally. Everyone, if someone can like it or play it, that's their prerogative. But from my perspective, the reason why I'm asking this question is that I think that they've really lost their touch. Like you would never get games, particularly like when they developed World of Warcraft back in 2014, I think it was. Right, it was completely different. It was new. You know what I mean? It was shit, but it was new. You know what I mean? I think the only game I could see that's going to be anything from that part would be Cyberpunk 2077 and Star Citizens, where they've literally built it from the ground up. And yes, it is MMO. It's obviously, it is, one's flight sim and the other one's, more GTA with, awesome graphics, really. That's what I'm saying, that there's only 2 games out of the 10,000 they've released that are, and what they're doing now is that they're pretty much just re-releasing old games again. Like they've it's like they've ran out of ideas. That's what I'm saying for this. It's like this is what the question was made for. And that's what I'm saying. Like, is there people out there still just playing games from 2000 to 2015? You
Yeah,
know,
no, I completely agree, and I think look, we can wrap it up. With I think as well, like you could probably even throw that into the movie sector as well, isn't it? There's a
yeah,
lot of remade movies coming out. The
correct, yeah,
creativity and the ideology of creating that new amazing movie is
yeah,
quite rare. Do you know what I
hmm
mean? A lot of successes recently or past couple of years have been remakes of movies from the 1980s, the 1970s to bring them back into the current generation. So,
correct, yeah, 80s and 90s,
um,
I'd say, yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you're seeing like Lion King and all those Disney movies getting remade now as well. So, look, it's maybe it's not just the gaming sector that we need to throw this blanket over either.
I agree. I agree. Going to Mephisto. So quality content is lacking mostly because people are happy to play mindless, colorful crap. They and they make big dollars, and devs follow suit. That was actually reason why I said that as well. Billy goes, AAA developers are aiming towards a general audience who make up most majority of gaming population. That's yes and no. It's like that's what I'm saying. That's where it's sort of this has been bugging me for a while. And I've been asking. I want to be meaning to ask this question for a long time now. I don't think there isn't any AAA title developers left. They're either remaking the old shit, or there's only 2 or 3 left out there that are actually recreating new content, I should say. Mephisto goes, but how many are successful of the remakes? Not that many. That's another one as well. And Harrison, hello and welcome.
True.
Box office is just about how many people paid to see the movie, not how many actually liked it. Well, that's another thing as well.
Could you say that about games as well, though? Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's not so much about how many, people stick around to play the game long term, but how many people buy the game.
Well, that's another thing.
Because of the hype.
Well, that's another thing as well. Like, I'm actually going to use it as a thing again with World of Warcraft. All right, it's been around since 2014. Graphics has changed a bit. I wouldn't say much, but has developed over the years. There's still over 8 or 11 million subscribers to that. So, and that game is still kicking, still going. So, regardless of how many people hate it or don't want to play it or so forth, but there's people out there still playing it and still going for it.
And we saw during the week, obviously, Shadowlands getting pushed back.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
So obviously getting delayed. Obviously, maybe the virus and all that affecting developers harder than ever this year.
There was a lot of bugs in Warcraft and Shadowlands as well.
It's good to see a AAA company push back such a high in demand game. To make sure they get it right. I didn't think I would ever see the day that Blizzard might do that, and I'm quietly clapping Blizzard because get it right before
the release.
Putting it out. 100%.
Exactly 100%. Right. Harrison goes, how was your day, man? My day was good. I went to work, did what I had to do with the business there, pick up the kids, come home, have dinner, shower, try to put them to sleep, and then jump straight onto the stream. And that's exactly what I did before we went live. I literally popped in Ricky there on the screen the last 10 seconds before we started, and then we like, let's go live. Bang. That was my day. Hey, my net is back. I have to watch it on my iPad. That's awesome, Joe. Adsky, welcome and hello. How you been, buddy? Can I have a new PC, please? Hurry on. I've got my glass here. Still here. I haven't forgotten about you. Sorry if I can ask, what do you do for work? I actually own and run a mechanical business. I'm actually a diesel mechanic by trade as well. So PC419 reviewer. When I can these days, to be honest, I've been pretty busy at work. But my trade is a diesel mechanic. Current questions for a laptop, Intel or AMD? Depending what you're doing with, but AMD laptops, the new generation CPUs have released out now are absolutely fantastic. They're not like the old school AMD CPUs. So if you are going for an AMD laptop, I've heard all good things about them so far. Aorus have sent me the new 15G, which is still at the studio at the moment. I actually need to unbox it and get it out. But they are promising their new AMD version getting when it gets released very, very soon to be at the studio, so I can let you know when that gets released as well. Actually, not bad, just hot. What about you guys? It's actually cold here in Melbourne, so I don't know where you are.
It's cold and raining for me as well, mate.
It's pissing down here in Melbourne. I've got the heater on. Yeah, it's been pretty chilly lately, I should say. So we'll do a refresh on this. I don't know if we got So we're still here. Oh, there's one more vote for 9. So we'll go back to here. We'll just put that straight into the chat here so you guys can have, and we'll come back to this in later in the evening. Harrison RX 550 versus the GT 660. Who would win? I'll say the 1660, buddy. I'm up northwest, New South Wales, humid about 30 degrees. Well,
Oof.
Congratulations to you.
Beautiful,
It's
Adsky.
fucking
Bloody
winter here at the
hell,
moment.
mate.
So, yeah, we had, what was it, 27 here on Saturday, and then we had 13 here on Sunday. So,
Oh, beautiful.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was good over the weekend for us, but today it's just been abysmal for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
So I think I share the same weather as Lee. Only a few hours up the road.
Yeah, we get your shitty weather later on.
Yeah. I've got big fans that blow it towards you, mate. That's
Exactly. All right, so let's go for our first topic for tonight. We'll go back to the straw poll bit later on, but I'm sure you guys would love to see this next topic, and we are going to be skimming through it because we obviously do want to see what the scores are. This is directly from AMD as well. So this is Nvidia's released first-party benchmarks for the RTX 3070, and I had one of my lovely community members actually give me this link, which is absolutely fantastic for that. Thank you very much. Hopefully this opens up to a bigger picture. Yes, it does. All right, so we've got the dark gray is a 2070, the more whitish is 2080 Ti, and the green is 3070. Guys, just seeing this on the screen, what do you guys think of all these benchmarks so far? I don't know, take it with a grain of salt until it gets actually released, but we are looking at a half-priced 3070 versus a 2080 Ti, pretty much mostly beating it on all scores, except on control with RTX. It's pretty much on par.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of losses too. I think Borderlands 3, we've got the 27 coming up ahead. You've got Control with RTX on. And I think the other one was Time Spy. Yeah, Time Spy. As well. So interesting to see, but obviously, you know, looking at Blender, Arnold, Wolfenstein as well, you know, and even Luxmark as well, coming out clearly on top over the 2080 Ti, which, you know, they said that was their big selling point, wasn't it, on the launch? Was that the 2070? Correct, yeah. Sorry, the 3070 is going to be better than our 2080 Ti. So,
yeah, exactly. And looking at this, when we're looking at a card that's pretty much going to be half the price of the 2080 Ti on release, or the RRP on the 2080 Ti, this is where they expected most of these scores were going to be, and a lot of people have been waiting for this. And it's like, you know what? Well, why buy a 2080 Ti when I can get one of these? But I would, if I had the choice between the two, I'm saying if I had a cheap 2080 Ti and a 3070, I'd probably still go for the 3070 due to the fact that you are getting a later generation RTX video card with better tech, probably quicker RAM as well, quicker memory, I should say, and probably a higher clock speed, depending on the TI you're getting as well. And this is most likely would be their Founders Edition as well. So if you are, and like I said, take it with a grain of salt until we actually see it.
Yeah.
If this is their Founders Edition 2080 Ti, if you've got a top-end 2080 Ti, if it's EVGA, if it's Aorus or MSI or any other brands out there, remember, these scores will differ a lot. Particularly what you're getting here, because one thing, you've got, I think it's 1 more gig of RAM on the 2080 Ti compared to the 3070, as well as mostly it's going to be is if you got a higher overclock compared to what they've released on here as well, that's going to be another issue at the same time. So these scores may jump up. Your 2080 Ti might be, you know, the top end version of it. Good overclocker, you know, good cooling on it. And the bars may actually be in favor of 2080 Ti in this case here. Horan, also forgot to tell you I've moved warehouse last weekend, started working since Monday.
Hey, congrats, Horan.
Can you send me that address, please? Because I will send it to you. I'm not in the office tomorrow for most of the day, but I'll be there on Friday. I've already packed it up, ready to go. All I need to do is slap the address on there to get it going. So let's get like Glenn. Oh, they're talking about where the hell they live. So yeah, going back to this. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is, well, I'm guaranteed this is literally off their Founders Edition card. So obviously that's what they're going to be basing it on. They won't be basing it on like an extreme card, like a 2080 Ti extreme card, or, you know, water cooling and so forth. So it's all going to be on air in here. Do you think that what I'm saying at the moment is that if you've got a good overclocked 2080 Ti, that the bars can be reversed, where the Ti is actually all in the green and the 3070 is back where the Ti is now.
Yeah, I think I think you're absolutely right. I think, look, for me, the most amazing part is how close the 2080 Ti is, given that Nvidia's big selling point and big marketing scheme was that the 37, our new base card, is better than the 2080 Ti, the current super card sort of thing. So to see, an actual graph now put in front of you, where you can clearly see the performance. Obviously, they're not wrong. The 3070 on a general basis, is beating the 2080 Ti in most of those markets. But is it smashing it? No, it's not at all. The 2080 Ti is still a good card. And not only do you throw on top of, okay, well, the 2080 Ti is still holding its benchmark against this card, but I can't go out and buy a 3070. Especially in Australia, they're all gone. We can't even get it.
Well, they haven't been released yet in this case. Yes, we're still waiting for them. I think it's October 28th or 29th to be released.
You know what I mean? So to looking at that, you know what I mean? For those that have come
to me and said,
should I be waiting for a 3070? Well, there's the proof that if you get a 2080 Ti, you're not going to be that far behind. Obviously, you are going to be behind in some aspects, but not to a point where you're going to need to, to wait out or go through the fighting off the bots and all that sort of stuff. So
well, yeah, that's exactly right. But in chat, what do you guys think in regard to this? So what the scores are seeing here, and if you look at this graph very closely as well, they've selected pretty much very selected titles, I should say.
Very.
You got Ash of the Singularity, which is obviously run the benchmark on it. Blender, obviously you are going to get a bit more of Blender as well. Borderlands, Control, fair enough. Doom Eternal, you wasn't get that bit mark out of it, a bit more out of it. Luxmark, Minecraft, and you look at it like there isn't that much difference in here at all. Like it's not that big of a jump, And obviously look at Time Spy and Stream. Obviously it's actually just better there. And then Wolfenstein 3D with RTX on. That's what I'm saying. Like you've got that. It's too close. But what we're talking about here is if you have one already, is it worth buying the 3070? It's definitely not. But if you want to go to a 3080 or a 3090, well, then that's going to be another step as well. But how much of a big step you are going to get out of that?
I agree. And I think we said this, from day one of launch, or also when we were talking even earlier in the year about the launch of the 30 series cards, that if you are sitting in that 1070, maybe even the 1080 bracket, of course that's going to be worth the jump for you. Do you know what I mean? You're not looking at these graphs, but if you've just recently upgraded to a 2080 Ti and you're like, oh no, now am I far behind? Well, here's the graph that tells you you're not that far behind. And completely agree with Mark in chat as well. These titles that they're comparing, AAA titles? Question mark. I mean, I don't see many people playing. Let's chuck in Star Citizen. Let's chuck in COD. Let's chuck in some Cyberpunk when it's released, and let's see the performance levels on some of these games that people are actually playing and wanting to play, or even see the reason why they would be going out and buying a card is for particular games. Because I know that when I upgraded my graphics card 3 or 4 years ago, it was based on the new Destiny coming out, and I was going to be not, you know what I mean? So let's look at the games that people might be wanting to upgrade for game-wise.
Exactly right, exactly. And I definitely agree there as well. As you guys, I stopped paying attention to the 3000 series when I spent all my money on Lego. Well, Lego does get very expensive. I've got a friend of mine. He has a full Star Wars collection. I think the only thing he hasn't got is like a Super Star Destroyer. And I don't even want to know the price of that room. That room alone is just massive, which is built Lego. So yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from. Mark goes, games like Witcher 3, Forza, etc. basically are the games that any other reviewer or benchmark would test, and that's why I agree there as well. Look, I do test with Ashes as well, so I do a lot of Ashes on that. Doom Eternal, I should do use it. I got it, but I haven't used it yet for RTX.
Yep.
Time Spy, well, it's standard. I haven't used Wolfenstein, but then I do use Assassin's Creed Odyssey as well. Tomb Raider, I would like to see what Tomb Raider will be on this. So yeah, it does give you a perspective, and there's no other graphs on here. I thought there'd be something else. Perspective of what they really, really, are trying to do here.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at price point, if you're upgrading from the 10 series or even from a 9 series, going to a 3070, and then you're looking at these sort of, specs, then I'd say 100%. 3070, good price point coming out. And then, but we are talking about another graphics card a bit later on to the show that may sway your mind even more. So they're going to be, $499 US. So looking at Australian prices, probably about maybe $6,000 with all the GST and all that included on top of that. No, so I'll say there'll be about an $800 or $900 card when they get released, at least. But we'll look at the next topic for tonight, and that is, or did you want to jump into that one we're just talking about now?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think
we're doing Infinity or Civic? I just linked the other one. Sorry.
Which one did you do? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do Zen 3. That's fine. We'll go back to that one.
All right, no worries.
Yeah, 2 minutes and a pop one. Yeah, no, exactly right. Yeah. When are we playing Among Us? Actually, they played that last Thursday. I know you played it.
Community night.
Yeah, it was community night last Thursday for us as well. And you played it on Monday, was it? No, Friday. When did you play it, Ricky?
Sorry, I played it Sunday night.
Sunday night. Sorry, Sunday night. Yeah. I know. We played Starcraft 2
Thursday night, but I did it on Sunday night. So.
Yeah. So we played Starcraft 2 on Thursday, which was fantastic because I just
heard you decimated everyone.
I did.
The rumor is Lee can't be touched on the Starcraft battlefield. That's for sure.
Yeah, surprisingly enough. But then they played Among Us. Look, I'm not a fan of it, so I actually told them that I'm not going to play it because honestly I just don't like it. Yeah. But then you actually asked me as well on Sunday, and to be honest, there's two things. One, I don't like the game, but two, I actually had something on Sunday as well, so I do apologize for missing out on that. Starcraft 2, yeah, I love Starcraft 2. Protoss.
The old Blizzard generation, mate, coming out of us, and again back to the straw poll. You know, what I mean, the older games, still there, still reliving the glory days.
Exactly right. So AMD's Zen is obviously gonna be released. Well, it's supposed to be tomorrow for us. I think it might be Friday actually because it's released on the 8th. So depending on what the 8th means, is it 8th for us, and then the world has to wait another 24 hours, or I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it will be tomorrow for everyone else, and then Friday for us. The new Zen 3 processors are coming out. So what they're saying here is apparently they're going to be launching with absolutely fantastic performance against Intel's current generation. So there's always been that sort of slight gap in regarding to single core performance with Intel versus AMD. And now AMD is stating that we've got CPUs that should be at least against the 10900K in game performance with a bit cheaper price in market there. So hopefully we should see this. We won't be talking much about this tonight because it's only 1 day away. So we'll find out more, and we'll be talking more about this on next Talking Tech next Wednesday. Hopefully we have some benchmarks as well at the same time. I should be receiving my set very, very soon. So I want to do some benchmarks on that as well. I can benchmark against my 3900X. I've got Rowies as well. He's 3970, which is 32 core beast. And I've got a few Intel builds here as well, which I'll be doing great. And I've got a 10900 at the studio as well, which I can benchmark against that. So I really cannot wait to see what AMD's new release is going to be and how much of a performance increase you will actually get out of it. We'll go to the next topic quickly, which is what I wanted to. We'll do the SK Hynix one, and then we'll talk about AMD's new GPUs coming out.
Heck yeah!
So SK Hynix launches the world's first DDR5 DRAM kits here. So as you can see now, with the DRAM kits available coming out now, we are going to be looking at new motherboards being released as well. So when DDR5 gets released, unfortunately, you'll be a full system change. Particularly more, AMD will have a new motherboard, new chipset next generation coming out, and so would Intel, as they do every single motherboard, every single CPU release. But Intel have promised that they may have 2 generations of the same socket, so with different board with upgraded hardware, maybe have DDR5 available too as well. But we should see. We'll have to see until 2021. Now, there is some pros with the DDR5 as well. So it does support dual memory, but on a single stick. So not required to have 2 sticks to have dual memory. So that's going to be pretty much a bonus. So if you're running dual channel or if you're running quad channel memory, there has been reports on DDR5 running dual channel on a single stick. So you're going to get a lot more performance out of it and actually a lot more speed and lower voltages, sometimes higher depending on what you're getting. But SK Hynix are the first set to be released here. So it's going to be very interesting for 2021 with DDR5 getting released. Obviously, I'm sure everyone remembers going from DDR2 to DDR3, and that was like the biggest jump everyone can go from that time.
Massive,
And then from DDR3 to DDR4, which was a bit better. Do you guys remember there was a motherboard out there, and I'm trying to think what brand it was. It may have been Gigabyte, where they had the dual memory slots for DDR2 and DDR3.
I do remember this.
So there was memory sticks that you can flip around from DDR2 to DDR3. Do you guys actually remember that in the chat?
Just trying to. I'm using Google to assist me here because I want to know what board that was.
It was a board and it was actually memory DIMMs as well. Let's see how far back this community goes.
I do remember it. It was pretty amazing tech at the time, and I wonder if we'll see the same DDR4, DDR5 boards, into the next year. I don't think we're at that stage. I don't think we'll.
I was reading. Okay,
see that again.
Just one second. So, Mark, the question was: do you remember the DDR2 and DDR3 memory DIMMs that were reversible
on the same board?
Yeah, so the motherboard was compatible to have both, but there was also the memory DIMM itself, the actual module. You were able to flip it over from DDR2 to DDR3. I can't remember what brand it was, to be honest. I'm actually trying to think.
Yeah, I was trying to do a cheeky gilling. Hey
man, have you ever thought about selling pre-builds? No. I actually worked at a company that obviously was in PC hardware, so that's why a lot of my knowledge comes. I've been doing this for about 20 years plus now. But no, I only build PCs for people I know, people that buy parts that want me to build it for them. Stream team that obviously I've done Slicky's. I'm doing Slicky's new one. He's getting his new machines very, very soon. So no, I don't build PCs to sell and to get rid of. It's honestly, I'll be straightforward, Harrison. There isn't actually any money in it. It's not worth my time. But I do enjoy just building PCs for reviews and everything else. But if someone needs help in the community and they're close to me, I've built PCs for the community because I'll just buy the parts and I'll build it for them. I've actually done a few live streams as well, a few videos on my YouTube channel. So yeah, 100%. If you're in the area and you need to build something, I will definitely help you out. Not a problem at all.
Definitely check out the Discord, Harrison. And as I said, there's plenty of PC builders in there that might be closer to you if Lee's not around. But I'm sure Lee would be happy to help put one together or step you through it. And honestly, these days in 2020, building your own PC is about as profitable as it can get for you.
There's nothing in it. Like, it's not. I see it on Marketplace all the time. Like, you're either getting the parts for free and then making money off it. But it's not worth trying to build a PC and trying to sell it because all the retailers are out there all cutthroating each other anyway. It's just not worth it. So it's very hard to make it profitable. Yeah, it is, mate. It is these days. Yeah. Mark goes, I would probably have some of it, in an old ship box at work. You know what? If you do, honestly, Mark, I'll love you to send it down to me because if it's got a board and the memory slots there, I want to actually do a video on it. That'll be fantastic. And I've got some old CPUs in here that I might even work. It would be, what CPU would it be? It was past P3. It was even past P4, I think. I'm just trying to think what it was. Have you seen how much EB Games pre-order builds are? Don't even bother with them. Just go for the main retailers: M-Wave, Scorptech, Centacom, PLE. Just go for those ones if you are going to go for a pre-build, Harrison. It is really not worth it.
Yeah, get it from an actual tech website, that's for sure, mate. And you can also get some sites that it might be just after. Yeah,
it's going to be DDR2, DDR3. I'm trying to remember if it would be a Core 2 Duo, maybe. Yeah, Yeah, I wanted to cry. Yeah. There was. It's like going to Harvey Norman or any other.
Yeah, it is.
Those
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
shitty stores where they've got a 2-year-old build still going for like $4.5 to $5 grand, and you know what? People buy them because they can put them on GE Finance, and thinking, well, I'm getting an awesome rig, but no, you're literally buying 2-year-old tech.
Exactly. They don't really understand what they're buying either. They're just buying whatever they need.
Yeah, exactly right. So that is it for SK Hynix. So they're the first ones to release the DDR5 memory kits. So we'll hopefully should see these very, very soon.
Very, very good to see.
So apparently says expects the demands for DDR5 memory to surge in 2021, and it looks like to be released in 2022. Now, this is what we're talking about with RDNA 2. So according to AMD's Frank Zor, promises that RDNA 2 won't have a paper launch. So what do you mean by that? Is that what Nvidia did in their launch for the 3000 series, and that is obviously launch. What microphone it is? Oh, yeah, exactly. Thank you very much for that, Ricky. So they're saying that they will have a launch with cards available to the public. So not what Nvidia did. They literally just launched out a card or launched 2 cards out within a week of each other with the very minimalist stock. So I reckon every retailer might have had 20 or 30 cards. And there was thousands and thousands of people out there obviously wanting to buy these cards. Pre-orders went through. Bots took over most of them. So there was a major issue there as well.
It was a mess.
Yeah, it was an absolute mess, and AMD are promising that they're literally going to be having cards available to it. But what is the most interesting about this card as well is obviously you're looking at the performance here, but we are looking at a 6900 XT that has got 16 gig of RAM, and they are already predicting that it is going to be matched or up against the 3080 at the moment.
It's incredible.
And we know Nvidia will definitely bring out some other card release when a 3070 gets released. Obviously, then they'll release some super series that's going to surpass or be up against the 1600 XT. But the price point for this one is going to be what's going to literally going to be grabbing a lot of the people in the market, because you're going to be getting performance of a 3080 or up to a 3080, I should say, maybe about $300 or $400 cheaper. As I said here, they are releasing a DLSS patch as well for Cyberpunk and a few other games at the same time. So why would you want to buy Nvidia at this stage? And that's what people are waiting for. And this is where it's going to sort of hold a lot of people up. And I've actually been asked a few questions about this as well. Is it worth waiting for the AMD? I'm saying yes at this stage, because obviously there is no stock anyway.
Well, exactly.
But I really hope this time around AMD do release even a card. Look, if it's a card between a 3080 and 3090, I'll be happy with it. I'll actually give them praise for that. But I don't think it's going to have much of an impact against Nvidia once they release either the super series cards, or they're going to have their 3090, an influx of 3090s come into the market, and people may buy. But the 3090 is not a card that I'd say is for gaming or for local use anyway. If you're doing video editing and you're gaming at the same time or so forth, or if you've got multiple screens, you want to run in 4K, very different story. But if you're running 1440p and 1080p, 3080 is actually a really good price point to match on a video card.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I like the fact that he sort of said it won't be a paper launch also. I think they've definitely the benefits of always going second time around. Do you know what I mean? You can look at the mistakes that were made, look at what Nvidia did, what Nvidia made mistakes in, and of course you can come in and make sure that, you can promise that AMD aren't going to do that. So look, if they can have a very successful launch, have cards available to everyday consumers, not the big tech companies, not the big, the tech YouTubers and all that, but everyday consumers can get their hands on one of these, then it's a big win. Because I mean, at the moment, we're saying, look, should everyone wait? Well, at the moment, you're forced to wait anyway, because no one can get their hands on an Nvidia card. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly
you're forced to wait. So
and mind you, a day later, Nvidia released their 3070. So that's going to be the catcher of it. And is it going to be worth buying the 6900 XT versus a 3070, for example? Even though it's got less VRAM in it, but is it going to have as much power as a 1600 XT, which that's going to be the kicker for AMD at the moment.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree.
I'm just going to go through some of the things here. Harrison goes, sounds so crisp. Thank you very much for that, mate. I've been working on this for about 4 years. Mark goes, but they probably won't hold up to Nvidia. Always a damn trade-off. Well, we don't know this time. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that may change. I just want AMD to have almost as good as Nvidia's top tier. They'll never real competition until they come close to the flagship. That is very correct. And you know what? I cannot wait until Intel's variant gets released, because that's where it's going to be the market chase between all three of them. Mark goes, you don't know what I want. I'm telling you what you need. Adsky, but have AMD learnt from their own mistakes? What's the chances of AMD having major driver issues again? Well, do you know what? Nvidia have had driver issues as well. So Nvidia have had major driver issues, and now they've released video cards that, they've released drivers to downclock your cards for an issue that is hardware based at the moment. So they're looking at releasing newer drivers with either a firmware flash or firmware fix, I should say, to compete with obviously power restrictions going to the capacitors. That's not spiking your capacitors, but gradually giving you power to the GPU to actually reach your base clock and your boost clock that's advertised on your box. So that's a big difference. I don't think AMD have had software issues and a lot of software issues with their drivers, but I don't think they've had a major issue where, you know, it's hardware based and they've had to physically downclock your card for a driver to make your card work. Yep. And don't get me wrong, it's about 100 megahertz difference, but do you know what? You're not paying for that. You're paying for the 100 megahertz. You're advertising that. You should give that back.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree.
Harrison goes, what should I go for? Budget, $300, good webcam or good decent camera with a cheap cam link. Well, $300 isn't going to get you much. That'll be straightforward. If you're looking at what I'm looking at now, my setup here, you know, I'm using a GH4 and it's a $1,700 lens going into a 4K 60 Pro. To be honest, a C920. If you want to spend about $300, even a Brio is a really good one as well. And they've also got, what's that new stream cam they've got as well?
I think it is. Yeah, it's the Logitech
stream cams. You know, if you're just getting into streaming or just getting into that, just don't go and blow a lot of money.
Look, Harrison, I'm using a C920 just as Adsky. I've got no lights in here. My Streamlight's brew, so you can see how dark I am. But I think when you're entry level into streaming, I don't think it should be about the gear. You should be about just getting in there, seeing if you enjoy it. If you start enjoying it and you start seeing some success with it, then that's when you can start upgrading to, you know, Lee's been doing this for such a long time that he's now got the proper gear, the amazing gear. But when you're first starting out in streaming, if you've just started, I think you should set yourself up with a basic webcam, you know, a basic mic, like Adsky said as well. You know, a lot of people start with the Logitech, the Blue Yeti, and go from there. You can get good sound out of those. You can get good camera, you know, get good face cam out of it with good lighting and stuff like that. And you can work your way up. You know what I mean? You do it for a year, do it for a little time. That camera will serve you amazingly well. You won't need to you won't worry about cam links or anything like that. I think a webcam is great entry level for people just starting off, rather than going out and you know, blowing all your money. And then streaming is, you know, as much as, you know, everyone looks at, you know, Tim the Tapmans and stuff like that, it is a tough gig and it can be quite draining. And it's not for everyone after a couple of months. You know what I mean? You just want to maybe go back to playing games with your friends and stuff like that. So just get what you need to for now, entry level, see how you go, and then upgrade as you go. That's my advice.
I agree. And also too, even with the mic, if you want to go that full stream setup like I've got here, and obviously and Ricky as well, you can go that. But honestly, I was using the HyperX Stingers wireless, and they sounded fine.
That's exactly what
$160 wireless headset, and they were great. Like you're having your webcam, you buy a webcam for a couple $100. You buy $160, you know, HyperX wireless Stingers, for example, just to get you going, and then boom, you're done. Like, and then start off, because you need lighting as well. Like I've got the Elgato key lights here. It does make a big difference as well. Lighting is the key. You know what? You can have a mediocre camera, but if you have good lighting, you'll be great.
100%. And definitely upgrade as you go.
Exactly right. So going back to Atsuki, most people will start with, well, there you go. You actually answered that already. Para, yeah, you are paying for big premium for these high clocks and you're forced to down clock and it's crap. I definitely agree there, Para. Mark goes, you accumulate gear over time. That is very, very true. So I have accumulated gear over time. And mind you, I've actually bought most of my gear. So my GH4, my lens, I got this for my birthday, which is the Rode Pro as well. I have got a lot of mics in the background here. I've purchased my lighting. So it's not like, it gets given to me. It doesn't. It's a very slow process. And if I had to count pretty much it's what's here at the moment, and you want to see what you're seeing right now, which you can probably get the exact same thing out of a webcam, but it's really good lighting as well.
Agreed.
I would say this setup is about, I don't know, probably 3,500.
Yeah.
Actually, the camera. If you want to go back to audio to for the preamp and the 242 and everything else, I'll say about $4,000.
Yeah, it's a big setup.
Yeah.
It's not something that I think it's something that comes with time, and you're learning as well. These, as I said, been doing this for such a long time, and obviously, being tech reviewers as well, being able to pick and choose as well. And you want to learn, you want to learn about it. You might go, okay, well, I actually want to get this type of audio out or this type of picture out. Do I want a green screen? Do I not want a green screen? And all that sort of stuff, will change your mind as you start streaming. So
yeah, exactly.
And that's why you start accumulating gear. So yeah, definitely. Get in how you can and then go from there.
Exactly right. Mark goes, how are you liking the DT990s? I'm actually loving them. They're actually a really, really good headset. This was Mark's recommendation as well. So I got that. I got this for my birthday and I got the mic. So
beautiful headset.
Absolutely loving it. So highly recommend it if you are looking for a Baradon headset. Atsuki goes, Harrison, depends on the Canon camera, but they released a program to use for Canon SLRs as webcams without the need for cam link. That is very, very true. They have released that. Also, the GH5 doesn't require it as well. You can just go direct to the PC if you really wanted to. Billy goes, why not wired headset? Well, you can go wired. I'm saying, for example, if you want to go wireless, like for a wireless headset, they sounded great. For $160, yep, they're a bit flimsy, they're a bit light. The reviews coming out actually this week for that one, but they are not a bad headset to actually own.
I agree.
I'll be straightforward. I've used them a couple of times during just like normal gaming because I obviously had the dual setup and now I got back to the single. So I'm so glad I can go back to how I am now, with no problems. They do sound good. They last ages as well. So yeah, and you can have them wired too. Just plug them in and they're wired. So it's the same shit really, Billy. Harrison goes, oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's very expensive. It's a very expensive setup. Billy goes, I've got the DT880s and they're awesome. Yes, they are.
Biodynamics headsets are incredible, and the open tech back is the way of the future. I reckon.
Look, they're very comfortable.
The way of the future. Yeah. Especially in Australia.
Yeah.
Especially in Australia.
How much are the DT1990s now, Mark? Because I saw headsets I saw some other Baradonics headsets and they were like fucking nearly $1,000.
Yeah, they were 800. Yeah. Biodynamic has got, you're talking Biodynamic. It sort of hit every market, I think, and their top market, Biodynamics, whole marga. Yeah, but Lee's buying them for me, so that's what I'm waiting for.
Get in line. You're like the 30th person that's actually asked to buy shit from him this week. All right, so but we're going to go for another topic for tonight, which is, and we're going to just have a bit of a change up now. Talking about games, the releases for October and November. So, what is everyone in the chat looking forward to? That's being released obviously from now till the end of November. Obviously, we've got Drake Hallows, which I'll be honest, I've never heard of, but Star Wars Squadrons I have been playing a bit of. I'm still doing the storyline. I've played a few multiplayer games, and you know what? I absolutely love it. As much as everyone's been putting it down and saying it's shit, blah blah, it's taking me back to TIE Fighter and X-Wing versus TIE Fighter games, and it's just mad graphics. I had a photo in the Discord of all my 3 screens running at the same time. It's like you've got to like Star Wars, and you've got to you've literally got to love Star Wars Flight Sim, regardless of the price, regardless what everyone's thinking about, regardless what everyone's saying. it's only a 6 or 7 hour storyline. But you know what? Just buy it, enjoy it, fly it. If you don't want to play it anymore, that's your choice. But you've got that choice of multiplayer as well. And I've jumped in. Like, I'm actually playing against a lot of people against the US, and it was fun. I actually really enjoyed it. Like, you need to be like, I think level 3 or level 5 to start playing like the big battle scenes. But I'm really enjoying it so far. Even like the storyline so far, it's really, really good. They've done a really good job with the stories. So for me, I don't mind it at all.
I've watched a few streamers play it. I haven't got it myself, but God, it looks good. And doesn't it take you back? You got the sound of the TIE fighter flying there, man.
It's amazing.
The X-Wing shooting, all those sounds are there. It takes you straight back. And if you're a Star Wars fan growing up, especially like Lee and I, how big Star Wars as when we were kids. Oh my God, it looks good. And if you're into your flight sims, I mean, it's a whole new level as well. 100%, so it looks really good. It looks really good.
Plus, I'm using my HOTAS Warhog set as well.
So
honestly, I was very surprised. I thought, I'm going to remap everything, but you know what? I didn't have to. I had to remap one switch to make it work, and it worked fantastic.
It does look good.
I love it. Like it's a $900 or $800 set now. I think I paid like $300 for it, and like any joystick will be great, but when you've got a really good joystick and throttle as well, it does make a bit of a difference, and like you enjoy it a lot more as well.
Yeah.
Going back to Alberto, welcome. Squadrons looks so good though. How can people hate? I know, like this was. I don't understand how people can hate it. If you're a Star Wars fan, you would love playing it no matter what, regardless of if it's good, mediocre, or whatever it is. But I haven't at this stage. Don't have nothing against the game at all. Like so far, what I'm playing, I've enjoyed it, and I will probably be playing a bit later on. See how I go.
What's up, burrito?
Adsky goes, Billy goes, but it's EA. Don't worry about that side. It's Adsky goes, I just want more content. Yeah, well, I would prefer, if they release more DLCs and you got to pay for it, I'll probably buy it anyway. I'll be straightforward. Professor goes, too short. It's COD with ships.
Fair enough.
And your damn presents. Yeah, I know. We've got a lot of presents this year.
I mean, Mark's putting it next to Star Citizen.
No. I actually no. Well, no. I bought the HOTAS set about 2.5 years ago. I bought a second hand on the marketplace. The guy dicked me with the throttle. I had to buy a new base, so it ended up costing me about, what was it, $450, I think it was, as it stands now with the new base, because the other base was actually broken, or the wire was snapped. I found that later on. But look, I'm loving it. Paradise, I heard people were having some technical issues, but once you got it working, it's great. I probably go on the weekend. VR on Squadrons will look amazing. Fucking amazing. Cupcake goes, take me back to the Crimson Skies. Oh, yes. Professor goes, I love Star Wars, but it seems way too arcadey. And I would only be interested if the story and it's barely. Look, the story. Do you know what, Mark? I reckon you'll like the story. Look, it is literally just flight sim story. Yeah, like you do talk to characters, you do a few things into the game, but literally the whole storyline is flight sim. So we'll get that out of the way. Baldur's Gate 3
looks good.
It does look really good. I actually watched a few streamers today during my lunch break, and I was just like, "What the hell is this game all about?" It doesn't look too bad. It looks like is it turn based? I think it looked turn based game to me. I'll be probably interested in actually seeing this. Actually, we'll see this now. I'll have a look here. Audio's down, which is good.
Yeah, I was a fan. I played a lot of Baldur's Gate 2 when I was a young kid. I think I was, 13, 14 when the Baldur's Gate 2 was out, maybe. Might even be Baldur's Gate 1. I might be getting my things mixed up. But I used to love Baldur's Gate. It was a different type of game, different style of game. And I think Baldur's Gate 3 looks amazing.
Is it any different to now? Like how the actual style of the game is it different to the older ones?
No. So the style of the game, I believe, is completely the same. Again, I'd have to go back and check Baldur's Gate 2 on. But the old Baldur's Gates were amazing. They were amazing games. And from what I've seen, again, haven't touched it, but what I've seen, a few of the other streamers playing it today, and I've seen a few news and reviews. It looks really good. It looks really good.
Okay.
But it's not for everyone. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely a different type. It's a turn-based, game, but it looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah. Parago's BG3 is kind of DOS and D&D rules. It is actually. It is. Yeah. When I was looking at it today, watching it, I'm like, it's very Yeah, exactly. That's probably the perfect wording for it. My first I've added Rocket League to my Epic Games account. I got a $15 voucher to spend on full price games. Oh, I actually got that too, Atsky.
Rocket League.
Yeah, so you get Rocket League for free, and then they give you a $15 voucher, so you can actually go buy Squadrons on Epic.
Do that. Yeah, Rocket League's not a bad game.
Hey, Rocket League's for free. Just might as well get it. Just get it over and done with. Put it in your list. If they take it off. So then we got I Am Dead as well. You got Second Extinction. Don't know what that's all about. I'm not going to say this right. Noita. Which I don't know what that is.
Right.
2D roguelike. And then you got Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition.
Oh, baby.
We'll see.
Now we're talking old school games, baby.
Very old school. I guarantee you, none of you here, bar from a few of us, will remember actually getting Age of Empires in our Kellogg's boxes back in the day. Then you've got Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods Part 1. So is this a DLC, or is it for free, or do you have to? Is it just a download you have to add on to current?
It's a DLC. It's a DLC, and I will say Doom Eternal, the only game where the soundtrack was better than the game.
Agree there. Now, I'm a massive Star Wars fan, but I hate Lego Star Wars, but I will mention it. So it's Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga in Lego form. God help me. And then there is Warcraft Shadowlands, which is TBD. It was supposed to be released on October 27th, but they have delayed it. The actual, they've said that there's got a few issues with it, a few bugs that they still want to get through. And hopefully, they'll be able to get that released very, very soon. Yeah,
look, Pat, we said it on the top of the show as well. Pat on the back to Blizzard for delaying a game with so many bugs, a game that, millions and millions of people still play. So,
exactly. Then you got Watch Dogs Legion, and then Dark Pictures and Anthology. Little Hope. I've never heard of that one.
Yep. Watch Dogs looks good.
Yeah, it does look good. You got Dirt 5 if you're into racing. Dirt 5's being released, and then this one I'll definitely be playing would be Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Hell yeah!
Cannot wait for that. So we are going into November now, which we've started November already. You got Destiny 2 Beyond the Lights.
Another DLC looks good.
The Falconer, which is a dog fighting game, riding on the back of a falcon instead of flying a plane. Interesting. Godfall, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War being released. Yakuza Like a Dragon. I know a lot of people actually play this style games.
Yep.
You got Chris Tale, and then you've got Cyberpunk 2077.
There it is. I remember sitting here, Lee, talking about this game in November, and finally, November 19th, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Will the hype be rewarded with the gameplay? We got Keanu Reeves on stage saying, I'm Cyberpunk, and everything that we've gone through this year for this game. November 19th is the D-Day for this game. There has been so much written about it, so much spoken about it, so much added to it.
Yeah.
But look, let's November 19th, Cyberpunk 2077. Watch every streamer in the world touch this game. Watch every YouTube channel be about this game, and let's see what it, what it.
Well, fingers crossed the hype builds up as much as the game is actually really worth it. So, apparently you can do a lot of naughty things in this game. So I'm sure a lot of people will be jumping into that very, very shortly. I saw Mark's one. I've got I have most of the Lego games. They always seem to be a great idea until about an hour into it, and then I can't collect all the things until second playthrough with certain characters. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't play it. I need to collect all the things, but they have no reason to replay it. Breaks me. Alberto goes, or when Pizza Hut gave away pizza games. Yes, I remember that too.
Yes, you remember that? That was sick.
I remember that.
That was the only reason I went Pizza Hut over Domino's back in the day.
You make me feel fucking old. Seriously. I'm bringing back all this shit.
Yeah.
Para goes, I might look at it playing the eldest, with my eldest. Are you talking about which game, Para? Mark needs new pants. Well, lifted a hype. Nothing could. People are expecting this second coming.
100%.
I think Cyberpunk will have a very good following, a very large following for its time. But I don't know. You know what? We'll have to wait till it comes out, because this is what I'm talking about. That this is a new style of AAA title, MMO style. Look, and prospectively, what they're trying to release out. Like, this is IRL. Meet fucking, it's going to be really, if you're pretty much really into what we call role playing, Cyberpunk will be the game to play. You know?
Yep.
Um,
But we've got to put the emphasis back on them. I mean, it's CD Projekt's next game after The Witcher 3.
yeah.
You've seen the respect and the hype and the
Mm,
gameplay that is The Witcher 3 that still
true.
carries on to this day,
True.
and it's their next game. So look, the pressure's on, it's pressure's on them because once you release a game like Witcher 3, your next game's going to be is going to be based on that. So
Exactly right. Exactly right. But guys, I think Cyberpunk has been hyped up too much. People will have their high expectations on every single game that gets released. You're going to have that, 5% that actually make a really big noise to say that this game is shit, and that 5% ends up being about 50% after that, and it's just depending on the style of game you play. Exactly. Look, for me, like I said, going back to Star Wars, I'll play World of Warcraft, I play World of Warships. I love those type of games. And for me, no matter what people say bad about them, I will still play because I enjoy those type of games. Like Flight Sims, it all depends on your game style. If you're into role playing, well then this will be the game for you. Like regardless of how shit people might think it is, if your PC can run it, by the way. If you're into role playing, well then this will be the game for you. As you guys, I still need to buy Flight Sim, and Cyberpunk will be the other game for the rest of the year. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. After that, I'll continue the list in a second. Actually, there's one more, Football Manager. Continue on. Paragaz Lego Star Wars. Oh, with your son. Yeah, look, I was thinking about playing it with my two boys, but to be honest, I would rather them play. You know what? I would rather them play the old school Star Wars Dark Forces. Knights of the Old Republic. I'd rather them play that than Lego Star Wars. I've actually downloaded all the old school Star Wars games because Mason's my middle son. He's linked it to my Steam, so I've actually downloaded all the Star Wars games. Jedi Academy, it's on there as well. And yeah, he'll be getting. I'm actually going to be getting into him this weekend for him to actually start playing.
Yeah, nice.
The same level as quality Witcher 3 than it did, and when it's good, but when it won't be as good as it listened to talk. Yeah, look, like I said, depending on the game style, Mark. Alberta guys, Rise excited for Football Manager. I can see it in his face.
I was like, yeah,
Football Manager. I
love my sports, but Football Manager's a whole new level, mate. Oh my god!
I used to actually play Football Manager back in the day.
Did you really?
The old school one, yeah. Wow. When it first got released, and it was like online, like that.
I never understood it because I'm like, why not just play FIFA? You know what I mean? Like, at least you can kick the ball.
Yeah, I know. I think it was just to get it out of you. Yeah. So guys, let's not lie there. Who's going to spend an unhealthy amount of time setting up their
wiener
size CP
in Cyberpunk?
Sorry, you know what? I was trying not to be dirty. I'm thinking, is he talking about something else? But he's talking about that. He's talking about the dongs.
It's gonna take quick outs here. If there's a scroll bar, you just scroll it to the end and move on, mate. On to the next thing.
Well, people when people started playing Conan and they started making large dongers, in Conan, and then it's just like doing this like a donkey. You are. Yes, a lot of people have their big doo-doos on there.
Hey mate, if Keanu Reeves is in the game, I've got to do something to improve myself.
As you said, Mark, Jedi Academy, most definitely be playing that. I'll actually make up a private server with him so we actually do some sort of internal multiplayer gaming, which would be great. Para, we've been playing Halo, Darksiders Generals, Genesis, sorry, I should say, and Minecraft Dungeons. Oh, awesome. Mark goes because it's FIFA. Enough said. Yeah, well, Alberta goes, bulge game gonna be sick. And Para goes, yeah, but then dick physics coming into the play is just awkward. You know what? It's gonna be funny, to be honest. Look, I really can't wait to see what people's. You know what we'll call this? People's imagination on what they're gonna be releasing for this game. So we'll soon see what they come up with. We'll
you can see all the memes now. You can see all the memes now coming out. All the YouTube videos, everything.
There's literally going to be like a Pornhub Cyberpunk page guaranteed or some sort. If they go that far up the game. So I'm pretty sure. I think you can actually do that sort of stuff in the game. I'm not sure, but if it does allow you, there will definitely be some sort of fetish, Pornhub stop page just for Cyberpunk, sex scenes. If they don't get to walk around like they have an actual eggplant, I'm getting a refund. But guys, no, we'll see what some people are trying to compensate for. Well, that's true as well. That's you guys. There is porn for everything, though. You know what? There is porn for everything and for everyone. Whatever is your secret fetish out there, there is a fucking website that has exactly what you want. So, most definitely. But yeah, so that's all the topics for tonight, guys. What do you think of tonight's Talking Tech? We've went through a few of the amazing tech news for this week, which is, to be honest, sort of mediocre. I really can't wait until AMD release their new stuff in 48 hours. We got AMD releasing their new GPUs end of the month, and then Nvidia releasing their paper trail video cards that may or may not be released to the retail stores, or might have 215 in stock per retailer, and you'll be lucky to get a card if so. So I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, we're trying to sort of make new things up for the show. Myself and Ricky will probably be having a chat this week as well to see if there's anything different. I do want to change sort of the style as well. I am using pretty much my template, for streaming here. I'll just chuck Ricky up there. So he just comes in there. But it seems to be working so far. If you guys want me to sort of change something, but I'm really enjoying it. If it doesn't mean to be replaced, I'm happy with that. And if Rick is fine being like that, I'll add him on as well.
I like it, mate, because you zoom out and my head looks smaller. So.
Exactly. So no, it's been really good. But guys, I do want to thank our sponsors once again. We've got Cooler Master, and so head over to coolermaster.com, and then we've got Tesora Gaming as well. So head over to Tesora Tech as well. You can buy these chairs from Scorp Tech. So head over to scorptechcomputers.com.au, and you'll be able to check out their Tesora range at the same time. And Cooler Master, well, you go to any retail store in Australia, you can buy Cooler Master gear, even from JB Hi-Fi.
Yeah, boy.
Adsky, sorry for the dick chat. Nah, it's all good, mate. We're fine. Look, it is what it is. Do you know what? It's an event. It's going to come out. People are going to be doing it. So it's, like we're just expecting it now.
That's where Talking Tech needs to go. That's where Talking Tech needs to go. Yeah.
That's all good.
We're for the people. We're for the people.
For the people, all right. That's for sure. Oh, God. All right. So we are going to raid someone for tonight. And I want to thank you guys as well. Look, I'm going to keep this straw poll going for another week.
Sounds good.
I think it's well worth of it to actually try to see what it's, I'll actually put it into our social medias as well. And guys, people in the chat that obviously don't talking much into the PC41 Discord and Ricky's Discord as well. Join both Discords. Get into the chat here at the same time. Any other questions you want to ask, join into our community nights as well. Ricky's doing his own at the same time. And follow Ricky's channel so obviously you can actually get into his community at the same time. We're just sort of, trying to amalgamate the two together, doing Talking Tech and just spreading the love, I should say,
Always fun, Lee. You have yourself an amazing week, guys. Stay safe in this crazy world of ours. And back next week, some exciting AMD news. Should be good in the next 48 hours.
Yeah, again, like CPU side anyway. Yeah.
Make sure you join the Discords, but also check out the YouTube, PC419 YouTube. A lot of good reviews on there, a lot of good content on there. Lee's often working his butt off to do the reviews, so make sure you go and check out the YouTube as well.
Yes. Thank you very much for that, buddy. We're going to rate Danny. I think he's doing some... What's he playing?
Danny 13. I'm guessing he'll be on. Look, I'm just going to be...
Rainbow
6, maybe? The only game he ever played.
6. Yep. All right, guys. I want to thank you once again for tonight. I'll be doing a stream this week, so do stay tuned for that. But we'll definitely be doing Talking Tech next Wednesday, and Ricky will hopefully be joining in at the same time as well.
Certainly will.
And guys, we'll see you next Wednesday for Talking Tech. See you later. Boom. And they go over. I think it did.
Yep, I'm on Dini now.